I've generated thousands of dollars selling low-ticket ebooks priced between $17 to $37 since 2021. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would create an ebook in 48 hours or less if I had to start from scratch today, and the key things I would focus on to make sure it actually sells on repeat. Thank you to Scribe for sponsoring today's video. More about them later. The very first thing I would focus on is getting painfully specific with the topic of my ebook. This makes it much easier to attract the right customer and sell it, while also giving you total clarity on what to write. You'll know exactly who you're speaking to, and you're taking that one person from point A to point B. So for today's example, instead of me writing an ebook on how to get more customers using Instagram, I'm going to title it, How to Turn Your Instagram Followers into One-on-One Coaching Clients Using Carousels. This is clearly speaking to coaches who are already on Instagram trying to attract one-on-one clients, and it tells them exactly what strategy they need to use to get the result they want. So if you're stuck here, ask yourself, what is one very specific result I've already figured out for myself that someone else would happily pay to learn? And this doesn't have to be some big, complicated business topic either. It should just be something you've already figured out through real life experience, like how to meal prep for your entire family for the week in just 2 hours, how to handle toddler tantrums at the grocery store, or even how to optimize your dating profile on a specific app to attract the right partner. Like, that's how specific and targeted you want to make it. Next, you can open up a Google Doc or even take out your notebook and jot down in order the steps you personally took to achieve the outcome you're teaching. Don't try to make this perfect or polished. You want to make this as close to your own journey as possible, because in the world of AI, that's what people will pay for now. So literally think, step 1, I did this. Step 2, I did this. Here's an example of how I would lay out my ebook. So I've opened up a Google Doc and wrote out the title of my ebook. And then in this phase, I would just write out the sections that I want to include in my ebook. I'm not worried about any details right now. So section 1, I would explain why carousels work best for coaches based on my own experience, right? Then I would explain why getting clear on your offer is so important before creating any content. I had to come up with my own system for batch creating my carousels in order to stay consistent, etc. After you've listed all the sections or steps in your ebook, brainstorm any resources you feel would help your customer achieve the results they want quicker. So these could be additional PDF guides, checklists, templates, or even video walkthroughs. So before I share exactly how I would do this in today's example, I just want to show you how I've done this in one of my top selling ebooks, where I've got templates and tutorials scattered throughout the sections. This is an ebook I created in Canva from scratch. It's 56 pages long, so you can see 56 pages on the bottom right here. And this is just an example of where I've placed a template and also a video that my customers can refer to. So I say open the Etsy Digital Product Master spreadsheet, and if you click here, it will take you to a Google spreadsheet that they can go ahead and start customizing. And then right here is linked to a video on my YouTube channel. So if you click right here, it will guide you right here to my YouTube channel. So this will basically help them implement all the strategies that I'm teaching, and will just increase the value of your ebook. So back to my Google Doc, you'll see I've listed the worksheets, resources, and templates I would include to supplement my ebook and make it even more robust and valuable. So I have a niche clarity worksheet because I want them to get clear on their offer before they post anything. I'm including my content calendar as a template because I want to help them batch create and stay consistent. And then I would include a step-by-step PDF guide showing my customers exactly how to create Instagram carousels using Canva. Now, I could create this guide manually from scratch, spending hours typing out instructions and copying and pasting screenshots to walk them through the process. But instead, I would use Scribe to make it for me, who is the sponsor of today's video. What you're looking at right now is a complete step-by-step guide with every screenshot captured automatically and every step written for me. I didn't manually take these or write out a single word. This tool created it in a matter of minutes. You can use these for freebies to grow your email list, offer them as paid digital downloads to your customers, or SOPs to pass on on to your team members. So you can sign up for your free Scribe account by clicking the link below or heading to scribe.how/Sandra D. They have different plans to choose from based on what you're using it for. The free version allows you to capture a process within your browser. However, if you want to use it to capture a workflow across one or more desktop or mobile apps, then you can consider upgrading to their Pro plan. So the first thing you're going to do is add the Chrome extension, and it's going to look like this. If you don't see it on the top right, just click on Extensions, and you can pin the Scribe extension right over here. In this example, I'm creating a guide on how to design carousels using Canva. So I'm on Canva's homepage right now, and I'm going to click on the Scribe extension, select Start Capture, and I'll just carry out the process. Let's click on Social Media, then select Instagram, go to Instagram Post, and then I like to use images from my Uploads section, so I'll click on Uploads, select one of my photos, and once I'm happy with the placement, I would add in my quote. So let's click on text. Let's just add my hook, which would be the first slide of the carousel. And I'll add in a text effect, which just helps the text pop. Then I can duplicate the page and customize the text for the next slide. Once I'm done with the process, I'll click on Complete Capture. And just like that, Scribe has put together the entire process into a guide that includes screenshots and instructions for each step. You could literally save this as is, but it's also fully customizable. So you can go in and edit the instructions, for example. Like if I want to change this from click this link to click on Instagram Post to get more specific. You can also delete steps you feel are unnecessary. Like for example, they don't need to see multiple screenshots of me resizing the image. And when you're done, just click on Share at the top, and I'm going to export this as a PDF that I would include as a resource for my customers. They also have this really cool feature called Guide Me, where it will walk you through the steps as you carry them out. So if I select Guide Me and I'm in Canva following the instructions in the menu on the right-hand side, it will move through the steps as I complete them. So it's basically like having an assistant that's walking you through the process. Go to scribe.how/Sandra D or click the link in the description to get started for free and get even more features with Scribe Pro. Once I have the structure of my ebook and the resources figured out, the next thing I would do is make a list of examples and personal stories that I want to sprinkle throughout each section, as well as my tips, lessons, and notes that I want to teach as a result of them. This part is really important because people learn most from storytelling and real life examples. And this is what's truly going to make your ebook unique to everyone else's. So back in the same Google Doc, I'll usually brain dump some notes underneath each step and just write out examples from my own experience. At this stage, I'm not worrying about how this sounds yet. I'm literally just jotting down all my thoughts. Once I've gone through this exercise for every single section, and I'm obviously not going to do that here because this video would be very long, this is where I'd switch from brainstorming all my thoughts to organizing them in a structured ebook. Now, instead of trying to manually organize all of this yourself, I'd simply copy everything I've written so far and paste it into ChatGPT or whichever AI tool you're using. Claude is also a really good one that I've tested out, and ask it to help me organize my thoughts into clear sections or short paragraphs. Now, I'm not asking it to add new ideas or rewrite my voice. I already did the hard part. I'm just using it as an editor to clean things up and put everything in a logical order for me. Once it gives me this structured version, I'll copy that text right back into my Google Doc, read through it carefully, and tweak the wording as much as I need to in order to make sure it still sounds like me. This step alone saves so much time and prevents you from getting stuck staring at a blank page, trying to figure out how to phrase everything perfectly. I would also take the time to gather my images and screenshots that I can then drag into the placeholder that ChatGPT added in for me. So at this point, I would of course take the time to format everything to make it look the way I want and revise the text to make sure it's drawing from my own experience and making sure it still sounds like me. But this is what I wanted to show you here. So I asked ChatGPT to have placeholders for me where I can go in and drag my screenshots to basically further prove my points. So I've saved analytics from a reel, a static post, and a carousel, just to show why carousels work best for coaches. So I've just dragged them in here, and of course I'm gonna take the time to format these, add in some titles and things like that. In this case here are the analytics for a carousel versus the analytics for a reel versus the analytics for just a static post. And you can see the carousel has way more engagement and way more saves. At this point, you already have all the content and you have the structure. So you have two really easy options. Option one is you can leave everything in your Google Doc and do a bit of formatting by adding some spacing, headings, dropping in more images or screenshots, and then exporting it as a PDF. That alone is more than enough. Or if you want a more aesthetically pleasing design, you can take that same text and paste it into a Canva ebook template. You're not redesigning anything from scratch, you're just transferring what you already wrote into a layout that you like. If you don't already have a Canva account, you could just sign up for free using your email, but I do recommend the pro version just because of all the extra features you'll gain access to. But if you go into templates and type in ebook, you can browse through all the different templates that you can use if you don't want to start from scratch. If it has this crown icon on the bottom right, that means you need the pro plan to use that one. And if you just hover over them, you'll see how many pages you have to work with. So you can see on the bottom left here, there's 9 pages. So for example, if I want to use this one, which is free because it doesn't have the crown icon on the bottom right, let's click on it. We would go to customize this template. And basically I would just copy and paste all the text from my Google Doc into the template and then just switch up the images. So let's just copy and paste this here and let's move this over. Okay, and then I can just put by Sandra D. Very beginner friendly if you've never used it before. I can have a little blurb about me here on the welcome page. Let's delete this one if I don't want to use it. And then this could be chapter 1 or section 1. So again, I would just copy and paste my text over. Then I can go into uploads if I want to use my own images. So just as an example here, I could just drag in my image to replace that one and then continue revising all this text with my own information. Make sure to sign up for Scribe down below to create your step-by-step PDF guides, whether that's for your ebook, a lead magnet you want to use to grow your email list, or SOPs that you can provide to your team members. You can watch this video next on how to actually upload and sell your ebook once it's ready to go. So I'll see you there.